welcome to the Northern Counties East League podcast. I'm Richard Watts. I'm now joined by League General Manager Matt Jones.
Hello and welcome to the official podcast of the Macron Northern Counties East Football League. Pickering Town are the last Macron NCEL side left standing in this year's Emirates FA Cup, following a thrilling 5-2 home victory over Redcar Athletic in the first qualifying round on Friday night. Facing higher-ranked opposition from the pitching Northern Premier League, the Pikes delivered a standout performance to book their place in Monday's draw. George Brown led the charge with a superb hat-trick, supported by goals from Joe Wood and George Thewlis. Unfortunately, the weekend's remaining league hopefuls couldn't replicate Pickering's success, despite spirited efforts, and all three of the sides were playing teams from higher up. Rossington Main faced the toughest challenge, hosting Northern Premier League Premier Division leaders FC United and Manchester. A bumper crowd of 1,458 witnessed a 4-0 win for the visitors. Wombwell Town also bowed out, falling 3-1 at home to Stocksbridge Park Steels. Oliver Fearon netted for the home side, but the two-division gap proved too great. Bottisford Town was similarly outmatched, losing 4-1 at Matlock Town. Jack McMenary's first half equaliser gave hope, but the Step 4 side took control after the break. So all of our league's eyes now will be on Pickering Town on September the 13th as the only remaining team in the competition. In the Premier Division, Tadcaster Albion stretched their lead at the top to 4 points. Goals from Alfie Dean and Charlie Marshall secured a 2-1 win over Knaresborough Town, with Josh Hardcastle grabbing a late consolation. Penistone Church slipped to third after a 2-0 home defeat to Ripley Athletic. Barton Town leapfrogged them into second with a commanding 3-0 win over Golcar United. Lewis Stevens bagged a brace and Tom Wardby added a third as Golcar remained rooted to the bottom of the table. Liversedge sit fourth after a 2-0 win over Horbury Town, courtesy of George Green's penalty and a Keelan Swale strike. And Parkgate complete the top five following a goalless draw at home to Beverley Town. Thackley moved up to sixth with a 3-1 win over Albion Sports, meaning Albion still without a win this season. Paul Walker, Hass Gorgie and Joshua Owen found the net, with Emerson Cox replying for the visitors. Friday night's local derbies delivered drama. Max Dickinson's hat-trick powered Campion to a 4-1 win over Ecclesville United, and Sheffield drew 1-1 with Handsworth in front of the division's biggest crowd of the season so far, a fantastic 533 spectators. Mitch Dunn opened the scoring for the visitors, with Connor Cooks replying for the home team. In Division 1, Harrogate Railway Athletic and Durnan District continued their strong starts, both securing home wins to stay ahead of the pack. Harrogate remained top after a 3-0 win against Route 1 Rovers, with Alex Ingham opening the scoring and Dom Creamer adding two more. Dearn sit 2 points behind them after a 3-1 victory over Ilkley Town, thanks to goals from Jacob Woodward, Owen Fieldsend and Jamie Austin. Worsborough Bridge Athletic climbed into third with a dramatic 3-2 win at Armthorpe Welfare, sealed by a last-gasp hat-trick goal from Benjamin Pike. Wakefield moved into fourth after Tom Hinton's brace earned them a 3-0 win at Athersley Recreation. Clubthorne Colliery slipped down to fifth following a 1-0 home defeat to Crowell Colts, with Joe Hare scoring the decisive goal. South Leeds are up to sixth with a 2-1 win over Appleby Frodingham, courtesy of quick-fire strikes from James and William Law. Gould round out the top eight with a 4-1 win at Winterton Rangers. Curtis Davis, Leo Berryman, Kyle Austin and an own goal secured the result, with Charlie Weeks netting for the hosts. Elsewhere, Brigtown earned a much-needed 3-1 win over Selby Town, with second-half goals from Dale Hudson and Henry Parr. Louth Town edged out Maltby Main 1-0, with Adam Milson scoring the winner. Leeds UFCA claimed a 2-0 away win at Nostell Miners Welfare, and Glassheart and Welfare and Doncaster City played out a goalless draw, leaving them 19th and 16th respectively. On to this weekend, we have 40 of our 42 sides in action. There's 3 games on Friday night and 17 on Saturday. Thanks as always to everybody that follows our clubs for your fantastic support. Have a great time watching your team this weekend.
Next up, NCEL talk. Before I hand over to Bob, Here's Adam with his thoughts on the Rosington versus FC United of Manchester FA Cup tie.
Hi everyone, sorry I can't make the podcast this week. I am at a wedding. However, I have come on just to do a bit on the Rosso versus FC United Manchester game, seeing as though I were at the game and it was a massive game in Rosington's history. So I thought I'd come on and do a bit just to see a point of the podcast and talk about what happened. So fortunately I did miss the first 15-20 minutes as I was coming back from the Rovers game, but once I got there, it were a good first half, a good contest. Now, both teams had a fair few chances. Apparently FC United started with a better team before I got there, but then Rosso got more back into the game. But then about 28 minutes, I think it were, FC United of Manchester got a penalty, and it were a clear one as well. And experienced EFL and even Premier League player Adam Lafondra put ball back at the net to make it 1-0 to FC United. And then Rosso had a few chances, to be fair, after that, and we even hit the post. Very lucky. I thought it was going in, but yeah, it just weren't to be. And then just before the half-time whistle, FC United and Manchester made it 2-0 as well, which were a real kick in the teeth, because if you go in at 1-0, it all takes one shot to go in, and you're right back in it. Whereas 2-0 against a team as good as FC United, it's a long way back, and it's always going to be hard just going into half-time as well. And FC just showed the quality in the second half. They came out and didn't let up at all and got two more goals quickly, with John Buckley, who got the second goal, getting his third and fourth as well to complete the hat-trick. And then it was a case of, they brought the main experienced players off and put some youngsters on for the final 20 minutes or so, and then the game rode out to a 4-0 win to FC United. But just full credit to Rosso. They had a tough task in front of them, and they dealt with it really well, especially in the first half, and even in the second half didn't give up at all, and kept pushing them all the way. And also fair play to FC United of Manchester, a quality quality team, and just an amazing setup, to be fair, with the fans, the players, everyone involved at the club. It's such a great thing that they do, all the members and stuff like that. And I went to watch them a few seasons ago. My team, Doncaster Rovers, played them away in a pre-season friendly, and I've always said from then it's probably been best non-league ground I've been to. They had a band on in the concourse, and just all the food were amazing. The drinks options were amazing. It was just how our match day should be. If you had to make a perfect match day, it probably would be something like FC United of Manchester do. And their fans were incredible. They brought, I reckon, we're about at least 300 FC United of Manchester fans, and they just sang the hearts out all at game. And no generic songs as well. They're all, you can tell, they're like custom songs that they've really put some effort into making. Their fans were incredible. But it were an amazing event for 1,400 attendance, which were second highest. I think Dulwich Hamlet had a higher attendance in this round of the FA Cup, so fair play to everyone involved. And unfortunately Rosso couldn't get the job done, but we're always going to be hard against a team as good as FC United. So anyway, just a bit of a segment from me. So thank you for listening to it, and enjoy the rest of the podcast.
We're short on numbers, unfortunately. I've got myself, Bob, and Richard, and Jordan hopefully will be joining us shortly. All the other guys are either working or indisposed. So we'll get straight to it then, and we'll start with the FA Cup. It was FA Cup weekend last week, and we'll start with the FA Cup first round qualifying, and the first match was on Friday night, where Pickering was on to Northern Premier League East Redcar Athletic, and Pickering ran out fantastic winners at 5-2. It was half-time. It was 2-1 to Pickering, and George Brown got a hat-trick for Pickering. The other two goals were by Joe Wood and George Thallis, Adam Boys and Bradley Fuster. That was a great result for Pickering, wasn't it, Richard?
Certainly was. That's a terrific result against a higher league team, and comfortable victory by the look of it in the end.
Yeah, and they've got a great reward in the next round. They've been drawn to Runcorn Linnets, and it's been. Did you know Richard's been chosen by the BBC for the match on the iPlayer and the red button?
I didn't know that. No, it's fantastic, that, isn't it? They'll earn a decent amount of money out of that, I would think.
Yeah, so it's really good. I saw it on their Twitter this week. I mean,
Yeah, great.
they get about over 3,000 if they win. I mean, and I think Runcorn Linnets, I had a look before I came on. They're in playing the Northern Premier League West. They're third in the league. Um, so it'll be no, I think about halfway. Redcar was higher, I think. So there's a good opportunity if they can play like put a performance thing like that against Redcar when they play at Runcorn. They've every chance of getting into the third qualifying round, which would make,
Yeah.
make some more money for them. So that's great for them. And it was a good crowd. I see the crowd was 404.
Yeah, it's
Um,
great. Great, that, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely good. So well done, Pickering.
Yeah.
We'll go on to the FA Cup on Saturday. Um, and there was three matches involving our teams. Matlock 4, Bottisford 1. Oh, well, it was a tough ask for Bottisford because Matlock played two steps higher than Bottisford. But they give a good account themselves. Matlock went in front through Cameron Wilson, and then Bottisford equalised. And at half time, it was 1-1. So it was all to
Yeah.
play for in the second half. Um, but then Matlock got three goals in the second half, one in the last minute. But a good performance from Bottisford, don't you think, Richard?
Yeah, really good performance. Very, very tough place to go. And
Mm.
to be level at half time after going behind, that's excellent. Real good performance.
Yeah, it certainly is. And then we had Rossington versus FC United of Manchester. Now there's been a piece. Adam was not with us tonight, but he has done a piece on this match. It was Rossington nil, FC United 4. It was 2-0 at half time. Adam Lefondre, I think he played in the Premier League. Did he play in the Premier League?
He did.
I
He was
reckon.
certainly to QPR and Reading, I think.
Yeah. And then Jordan Buckley with a hat trick. So they ran out 4-0 winners. So the crowd was a whopping 1,458. That must be Rossington's highest crowd for a number of seasons, I would have thought. Don't you think so, Richard?
You would think so, wouldn't you? That's just terrific crowd.
Mm. And then the last one match in the FA Cup was Wombwell 1, Stocksbridge Park Steels 3. Um, It was 1-0 to Stocksbridge at half time. They made it 2-0. 1-1 got one back, make it 2-1. And then they got one in the dying minute, Stocksbridge. Maybe when 1-1 was trying to race upfield because they got a goal in the 90th. But a good crowd, 437. So it just leaves Pickering flying the flag for the North Counties East League in the FA Cup. So good luck to Pickering in the next round. As I say, they've got a home draw against Runcorn Linnets, and it's going to be on the BBC iPlayer and Red Button. But no doubt we'll preview that next week because it's a week on Saturday when we do the podcast. Right then, moving on to Friday. Just going back to Friday night. We had in the Premier Division, we had Campion 4, Eccleshill 1, a hat trick from Max Dickinson on the night, and followed by Jack Normanton for Campion. And then Sheffield 1, Handsworth 1. Oh, that's a local derby, that. And crowd, you see the crowd there, Richard? 533.
Yeah, they love the football in Sheffield, don't they? They get, especially non-league.
Yeah,
Always good
yeah.
crowds, aren't they, on these Sheffield derbies?
Yeah. I think I've just seen Jordan join us.
Yeah,
I
good
believe.
evening.
Oh, good evening, Jordan. Welcome. We're just with the previewing just done the FA Cup matches, and I've done we're just doing the Friday Night League ones now.
Good.
Uh, so just going to Division One. On Friday night, it was Club Thorn nil, Cruel Coats 1. So Cruel Coats are still continuing their season, having a good season at Cruel Coats, aren't they? For the first time in, don't you think? Don't you think so, guys?
Yeah, really started well, haven't they? I thought they might struggle a bit at first, but they've really hit the ground running.
Mm. Then going to Premier Division on Saturday. Then your team having a great start, Richard. Barton 3, Gorka 0. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, they're playing well. Yeah, sort of scored. Had control of the game really. Never really looked in any great danger. Golker had a couple of experienced players back with them returning to the side. Harry Stead in goal, and the centre half whose name just escapes me. It's just gone completely out of my head. But yeah, it's a good performance by Barton. Very solid, and never really looked in any danger. And yeah, started really well, getting a settled side and just playing in a massive work rate and just playing really well as a unit at the moment. Long may it continue.
Yeah, long may it continue. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about league tables a bit later, but they're well up there. Second match was on this thing is Liversedge 2, Horbury Town 0. Jordan, I presume you went?
I did. I was there. For 44 minutes, we more than competed, and we were just getting to the point of frustrating them. And then a centre half made a stupid error and decided to pull their forward down in the box and got himself sent off. So yeah, that George Green put the resulting penalty away, and it was just backs to the wall from that point. The lads never gave in fairness to them, and yeah, in the end it was 2-0. Could have been 3 or 4 had it not been for our keeper making a couple of great saves. But all in all, we just making silly errors rather than teams actually cutting us open, which seems to be the common theme this year. Any slight chance that the opposition is given, they take it, which I think is the difference between the two steps from what I've seen so far. But yeah, we're still upbeat. We are very light on numbers at the minute, which is no excuse. I imagine most teams are in a similar boat with unavailability and stuff like that. But yeah, we're doing a little bit tough at the moment. But we're turning a corner. I think next week we've probably got almost a full strength team available, so that'll be the first time this year. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah. I think the same with a lot of non-league teams. Footballers, I mean, they go away on the holiday. They've got their own lives. So it's when you get out of the holiday season and one thing or another, you may be a bit stronger going forward. It's that could be the case as well. But Liversedge
doesn't get much tougher than a trip to Liversedge, does it?
No, I was just going to say that, Richard. I mean, they've come down. They must be one of the favourites to go back up again, I would have thought. So it is a tough place to go. There's no doubt about that. Then moving on, it was Parkgate 0, Beverley 0, goalless draw there at Parkgate. Panelston 0, Frickley 2. Good result for Frickley at Panelston because that's not an easy place to go to. Then Tadcaster 2, Knaresborough 1. So Tadcaster keeping on with their good form. It was 0-0 at half time. But Knaresborough then Tadcaster went in front 2-0. Then Knaresborough drew one back in the 90th minute. Thackley 3, Albion Sports 1. So a good win for Thackley. Then moving on to Division 1, Armthorpe 2, Worsborough Bridge 3, Atterley 0, Wakefield 3. Well, unfortunately, Side's not with us tonight, but it was a good win that for Wakefield. Ashley 3 after 6 minutes, then Tom Hinton with 2 goals in the 50th, 68th minute. So a good win for Wakefield. Brigg 3, Selby 1. Did you see the crowd there, guys? At Brigg, still getting they're packing them in, aren't they?
Certainly are. Terrific crowd, yeah.
457. That is a good gate. And a good result from Brigg. Brigg have seemed to have picked up in the last 2 or 3 weeks with some good results. Slow start, but they're picking up a bit. Durham District 3, Ilkley 1. It was 0-0 at half time again, that one. Then Durham District 3 goals second half. They replied with Ilkley 1. So it's 3 good win for Durham and District. Glassout 0, Doncaster 0. Goalless draw there. Harrogate staying well at the top of the table. They beat Route 1 Rovers 3-0. Good result for them again. Louth 1, Maltby 0. Nosto Miners 0, Leeds UFCA 2. And then South Leeds 2, Appleby Frodingham 1. And then Winterton Rangers 1, Gould 4. Well, I can't talk much about that because I wasn't there. I was away on holiday. But by all accounts, we played well. 3-0 at half time through Curtis Davis. Winterton own goal. Then Leo Berryman. And then in second half, Carl Austin got the fourth. And then Winterton got one back. But Winterton seems to be struggling at the moment. After 2 relegations as well, Richard, isn't it? Don't they?
Yeah, it looks as if they've got quite a young, inexperienced side. And you do need a bit of experience, don't you, at this sort of level?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, definitely.
But hopefully they can pick up and get out of the struggle they're in at the moment.
Yeah. So, fingers crossed for them. So, anyhow, moving on to the midweek games. Then now we've got on Tuesday in the Premier Division. We start with Albion 2, Handsworth 5. Now this is a funny result. Well, not a funny result, but Albion were 2-0 at half time. So I don't know what the Handsworth manager said to his team, but whatever he said, it worked, didn't it? Because they're out 5-2 winners.
Well, I keep saying every week Albion will pick up before long, and they've been losing every week.
Yeah, but that's a
terrific result for Handsworth.
Then Barton 0, Tadcaster 0. Goalless draw, Richard.
Yeah, it was a cracking game for a 0-0 draw. It was worthy of the top 2 in the league, end-to-end stuff. There wasn't really many. I'd say there wasn't really any sort of clear-cut chances. A few opportunities, but it was a really good game, a real good 0-0. And I mean, from a Barton point of view, a fantastic point because Tadcaster is certainly an impressive side.
Yeah. Well, it was like first versus second on Tuesday night, but we'll come to the league tables. But yeah, a good result, 0-0. Well, 0-0. So it was a point against Tadcaster because they've been going well, haven't they?
Yeah.
Start of the season. Then Beverley 2, Sheffield 2. 4 goals there, so that was you got your money's worth of that game. But it was 1-0 to Sheffield at half time, and the fact they went 2-0 up. Then 1 goal from James Percy at 70th minute, and then in the 90th, Kyle Larkin got the equaliser for Beverley. So a good point for Beverley because Sheffield again they came down, didn't last season, and so
yeah,
so that's a good point for them.
They're just starting to get going again, Beverley, I think.
Yeah, well, they see Horbury. When we come to Horbury, they could be. See, last year in Beverley's first season, they started slow, didn't they? And then they picked up. Maybe Horbury will probably do the same once they get used to the. As Jordan said, it's taking your chance at this level, isn't it? I suppose, really. Then Frickley 0, Lewis Edge 0, and then coming to Horbury, the team we just mentioned. Horbury 0, Parkgate 0. Jordan, how was that one on Tuesday night?
Not many chances, as you just alluded to in one of your games, Richard. I think you said that at Barton, and nothing really that either keeper really needed to do. Their keeper made a pretty decent save with a couple of minutes to go. We fought the ball across the line, and all of a sudden it just looped onto the bar somehow. So we thought we'd nicked a last-minute winner. But Parkgate, I think, came into the game just were happy with a point. They're set up to not press, allow us to have a lot of the ball, but be really resilient at the back. And they did it pretty well, to be fair. It's our 4th draw now in 7 games. I don't even think we drew 4 games at all last year. So at the minute we can't buy a win. But that being said, out of the 7, if we've picked up 4 draws, 3 of them have been away from home, I think. So we're not doing too bad at the minute. We're struggling to put the ball in the back of the net, but on the other hand, we have kept 4 clean sheets in all competitions so far. So I guess that's a positive to take into it, that teams find it difficult in most games to put one in the back of our net. So we'll take the positives from that, and we'll look ahead onto Friday. I've just been looking at a few stats, and out of our 7 games, we've actually played 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, and 10th. So we've actually not played anyone in the bottom half yet. So yeah, we've got Golk at the weekend. On Friday night, we're bottom. So probably the first time the bookies will put us as favourites, which is a good thing, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, that's yeah, as you say, if you're playing all the teams in the top 10, yeah, and you're not playing anybody below 10th, yeah, it's hopefully you'll be looking to pick up points in the incoming games. You know, that's good. That's good. Then moving on, Knaresborough 4, Penistone 2, 6 goals there. Knaresborough 3-1 up at half time and run out 4-2 winners. And then, well, this is really good. Rossington 1, Golkar 1. So that's a good result for Golkar for after playing Rossington in the cup. So a good point for Golkar, don't you think so, Richard?
Yeah, very good point, because I thought, after seeing them at Barton, I thought they're going to be struggling this season. And I've remembered the defender. I was trying to remember. It's Cairo Lawrence who was back in the side, and he made a lot of difference to them. So yeah,
Well,
it's a very good point for them, and it was a very late equaliser as well from Rosington in
yeah,
that one.
it was Archie Mickleweight in the 90th minute. So there's been a lot of 90th minute goals when we're going down the
Nice.
scoreline. It's amazing. Yeah, but I bet Golkar are a bit gutted. They probably thought they were a great 3 points, because when you're near the bottom of the league, you know, every point is precious, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
but I think they would have took the point before they kicked off. So against Rossington after the FA Cup exploits. And then it
yeah,
was Woolwell 2, Campion 1 to finish off the Premier League. And then we're moving to Division 1 on Tuesday night. It was Appleby 0, Nostell Miners 1. So that's a good result for Nostell Miners away at Appleby. Athersley 3, Ilkley Town 1. And Durham District 2, Doncaster City 0. So Durham District are doing well in the Division 1. And
just
then moving
picked
on
up
to
from where
Wednesday.
they finished last season, haven't they?
Oh, they have actually. Well, I saw them in the playoff against Woolwell, and they looked a good team then, you know.
Mm,
So I fancy them to do well this season. And Doncaster City, I mean, I think they're coming to terms after moving up. I mean, there was everybody's favourites, but it's getting accustomed to this level of football. I think even in the Division 1.
yeah,
But we play them Saturday, so I'll know what they're like. But we'll come to that as we do the preview. Then on the Wednesday night in the Premier Division, it was Eccleshill 2, Pickering 3. That was a good 5 goals in that game. Pickering was 2-1 up. Then Eccleshill equalised, and then it was another 90th minute goal from Dominic Watson in the 90th minute. So that's a good result for Pickering away from home, Eccleshill. And Sackley 2, Bottisford 4. So both our FA Cup teams from Saturday and Friday and Saturday both won a great win away for Bottisford. They were 2-1 up at half time and ran out 4-2 winners. So that was a good win for Bottisford. And then
yeah.
in
And Jack
Division 1,
McMenemy, a very good striker. He's getting a few goals for Bottisford.
yeah,
Real handful.
he got the 2 last goals, 63rd and 73rd minute. So yeah, that was a good win for Bottisford, 4-2. And then just the one game in Division 1 on Wednesday night, and that was Winterton 0, Wakefield 1. And that was a Bolton McWednesday in the 72nd minute to break Winton's hearts. I mean, yeah, poor Winton, they are struggling at the moment.
Yeah, it
But
sounded as if they'd
Wakefield,
played quite well on Wednesday night.
yeah, yeah. And I think, but Si is not able to confirm, but I think since the new management team's come in, I don't think Wakefield's lost.
No.
So it's been a good start for the new management there.
Yeah.
Then moving on to the forthcoming fixtures then. We've got on Friday nights, we've got Golcar home to Golcar home to Horbury, what Jordan just mentioned. And then we've got Pickering at home to Wombwell on the Friday night. And all in Division 1, we've got Worsborough versus Brigtown. And then we'll go on to the Saturday. In the Premier Division, we've got Bottisford at home to Albion, Handsworth at home to Beverley, Lewis Edge against Knaresborough Town, Parkgate against Frickley, and then you're going to Penistone on Saturday, Richard.
Yeah,
You're
it's
away to
never a
Penistone.
happy hunting. Oh, it's a nice place to go, but it's never a happy hunting ground for Barton. I think I can remember one draw, but most of them end in defeat.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should be a good game.
Yeah, Penistone's always a hard place to go into as well.
Yeah.
But,
Nice scenic ground, so it's nice to see it on a Saturday afternoon rather than the midweek with all those hills around it.
yeah, as long as it's not windy at Penistone, because if it's windy, they get every time I played it's always been a gale force wind when goal's gone in the past, you know. So yeah. Then Rossington at home to Campion, and Sheffield home to Eccles Hill, and then Tadcast at home to Thackley. Moving to Division 1, we've got Cruel at home to Winterton. Doncaster City playing my team, Goole. So that's looking forward to that. Seeing how Doncaster City how they shape up against us. Then we've got Glasshouse and Welfare at home to Harrogate Railway, Ilkley home to Louth, Leeds at home to Athersley Recreation, Maltby at home to South Leeds, Route 1 Rovers against Durnan District, Selby against Club Thorn, Wakefield versus Armthorpe. And then just moving on to the midweek games next week. Tuesday night, we've got Albion Sports home to Pickering, Frickley home to Knaresborough, Sheffield at home to Parkgate, Wombwell to Bottisford, then Division 1, Appleby Frodingham home to Louth, and Club Thorn home to Armthorpe. And we're on the Wednesday, we've got in the Premier League division, we've got Eccleshill home to Golcar, and Division 1, Brig home to Glassalton. So moving on to the league tables now to see where we are in the leagues. We'll start with the Premier Division. We've got Tadcaster in top position, number 1, 8 games, 19 points. Then we've got your team, Richard Barton,
Yes.
played 15 points.
Yeah, it's good to very good. Well, it couldn't be a better start, really.
Yeah, but I was looking at before I came on. I looked at Barton played 6 games at home and only 1 away, haven't you so far?
Yeah. Yes. Been quite enjoying just having a short journey every Saturday, but it's going to change soon.
Yeah. And also you're undefeated as well so far.
Yes.
You
Yes.
haven't lost a game, so that's good.
Yeah.
But you've got quite a few away trips coming up in the forthcoming weeks, I would imagine, at that
Yes.
ratio.
The table might change a fair bit in the next few weeks, but the confidence is up now, so you never know.
No, you never know. You never know. And then third position, we've got Liversedge, 7 games, 14 points. Penistone, 8 games, 14 points. Knaresborough, 6 games, 11 points. And then in sixth position, because Pickering's only played 5 games, 11 points because of the FA Cup exploits. But Pickering are undefeated as well, and they've got games in hand. So they're having a really good season, League and FA Cup so far. So I bet one of the probably the best starts they've had for a few seasons, Pickering. Then got
They're
Pargate
going to
in
be a real
seventh.
threat, don't they?
Oh yeah, and the thing is, if Pickering can win the FA Cup game to get into the third qualifying round, that's when the National League North teams can come in. If they could get a plum draw like that, that'd be really
Yeah,
good for them, wouldn't it?
it
Especially
would.
at home.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Then Parkgate in seventh position played 11 points, and then it's Handsworth 8 played 11. Then if we go towards the bottom of the table, we've got Albion Sport, 6 games, 1 point. Who would have predicted that before beginning of the
yeah.
season?
I'm amazed.
Yeah. And along with Golkar, played 7, 2 points. Would have thought, because them two were both chasing near the top last season, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah. I
And then
think there
we've got,
wasn't a massive amount of experience in that Golka side. I think.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know they've lost a lot of players during the season, haven't they? Because the management team have been there several seasons left, didn't they? I think a lot of the players left with them as well. So it's tough for Golkar, but still a long season to go yet. Still got
There
31
is.
games to play. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then we've got Jordan's team. I think we just lost connection with Jordan at the moment. In 18th place, played 4 points. Then Eccles Hill, 17th, 5 points. And one well played 5, 6 points. And Rossington played 5, 6 points. You see, these teams have got behind because I think they've had FA Cup replays, and so they haven't played as many games as some of the teams above them.
yeah,
And then move on to Division 1. And we've got Durnan District at the top of the tree. Played 9, 21 points. Harrogate Railway Athletic second, 8 games, 20 points. Wakefield played 9, 16 points. Worsborough Bridge played 7, 15 points. And then Clubthorne fifth, played 6, 13 points. South Leeds 6, played 7, 13 points. 7th, Crow Colts 7, 13. And I just carried on with Goole, 8th place, played 7, 12 points. So we come around to the lower end of the table. At the bottom of the table, we've got Winterton, played 8, 3 points. So they'll be hoping their fortunes will improve. Then Nostell, it was a good winning week from last week, played 8, 4 points. I think it was Appleby Frodingham beat.
yeah,
And then in 20th, it's Appleby played 7, 4 points. Glassow 19th played 8, 5 points. In 18th place, Brig played 7 points. And in 17th, the team we play on Saturday, Doncaster City, played 8, 9 points. And in 16th, Route 1 Rovers played 8, 9 points. Even though they've got top scoring Zach Khan, they're in 16th place. So that's how it lies at the moment in the table positions. And now, before we tie up, we thought we'd bring this back in again, the team of the week. So just we've lost Jordan's connection, I'll go with you first, Richard. Your team
yeah.
of the week.
I think I would have to go for Pickering after winning the FA Cup like that. Well, plus they've gone and won in the league matches as well, haven't they? I would have to go Pickering, I think.
Yeah.
If I
Well,
was looking elsewhere, I'd probably look at Kroll Colts, Harrogate Railway, Wakefield, but I can't go away from Pickering.
yeah, no, I agree with you. It's that's going to be my choice. It's unbelievable that the display to beat a Northern Premier League team, not just beat them 1-0, but to score 5 goals against them.
Yeah,
That is some feat. So yeah, that was a good win. So they would be my team of the week. So that's good. And then I've just been looking at club attendances. How they're shaping up as the season goes on, what the average club attendances are. And I'll just quickly go through it. In the Premier League, Sheffield are at the top. They're averaging 533. In fact, I think when I look at it, I think they've only played one game at home because it's maximum 5:30 p.m. That's why I just realised that. Oh yes. All right. Beverley second with a 350 average.
Fantastic crowds they get.
Oh yeah. Well, they do, Beverley. Penistone a third, 262. Tadcaster fourth with an averaging 260. They're at the top of second in the league. Their gates have gone up 28%, which is tremendous for Tadcaster. That every attendance up 28%. Dorcar are in fifth with attendances 250, but their crowds are down 16%. But Pickering, again, they've only played one game at home. That's right. Pickering have played 5 games in the league, only 1 at home. So obviously, the one game is 224. So that's their average. But Pickering are doing well. I think they're undefeated, having only played 1 game at home and 4 away. So and well up in the league, yeah. That's good for them.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a real good season for them. That's it for this edition. If you've got any news for the podcast or you'd like to appear on the podcast, please email ncelpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.